Hey everyone, Pastor Matt from Susquehanna Valley Church. Sometimes life is just unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month. We don't even know what's going to happen next year. And when we get in those situations, that uncertainty of life creates anxiety, it creates fear. And I want to talk to you about a process that I think God wants us to work through and walk through in those times when we don't know what to do. I'm going to base that idea of a process off of a hobby that my boys and I picked up this year in shooting traditional archery. I love it. It's a lot of fun, but it's way more challenging than it looks. I realized that it's easy to pick up a bow and become okay, to hit what you want some of the time. But if you want to be great and you want to be consistent, the guys who are great have a process that they repeat exactly every single time. So when they pick up the bow for a shot, they're going to begin the aiming process. They're going to grip the bow that they want the same way every time, place their fingers on the string the same place. They're going to draw back to the same spot on their cheek and begin the process of releasing the same way every time. It's a process they walk through to get as consistently skilled as possible throughout that shot. I want to talk to you about a process for how you can go through fear, and it's based off of an encounter with God and a man named Jacob, where God wants Jacob to go back and visit his son Joseph, but he's afraid to do that because his son Joseph is in a place that's hostile and he's uncertain about going back there. So I want us to look at God's words to Jacob because we'll find a process to work us through times of uncertainty. It comes in Genesis chapter 46 and in verse 2. And God spoke to Jacob in a vision at night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." "Here I am," he replied. "I am the God of your father," he said. "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hands will close your eyes." What I love about what we just read, it seems so simple at first, but within that are a series of reminders that are to encourage Jacob in a time when he doesn't know what's going to happen, that he can still obey God and still walk after him in life. So I want to walk us through what I think is the process for God to give Jacob, and I think it's likewise a process that we can employ in our own lives whenever we're not sure what's going on in life. And it's looking at really God not telling him anything new. It's just a series of reminders for Jacob to have in his mind as he listens to God when he's not sure what's going to happen. The first one is what I call a status reminder, where he simply says, "I am God." Jacob, I'm God. In other words, your uncertainty, your anxiety does not influence my status. I have not lost any capability because you think I'm not in control. I'm not in charge because you think that life is a little bit unsettled. Jacob, I'm still God. I love the way Psalms in Psalm 46:10 says where we should be still and know that I am God. Be still is this idea of stop frantically fighting for yourself. Let God take up the fight. Let Him work and let Him move. Jacob, I am still God. The first part of our process is just even picking up the bow and going, He's still God. He's still in charge. He's still in control. What has happened to me hasn't caught him off guard. He's not been surprised. He knows exactly what's happening. So we begin with that, picking up the bow. He says, it's a status reminder. I am God. The second one we talk about is a remember reminder. Remember reminder is he goes, I am God, and in fact, I am the God of your father. I'm the God who you saw do marvelous and miraculous thing after time and time again through your own father's life. And he's going, Jacob, I want you to remember the things that I've done in your life and through your life. I've done them personally. I want you to sit down and think about them. When life is not certain, we remember I am God. He is God. And we're going to put our hands on the string and say, this isn't the first time in my life I've had to trust him. He's had a reputation where he's been there for me historically. And I can think back to times he provided for me, times he cared for me, times he led me, times he spoke to me, just time after time where he's built a resume to say that he's worth being trusted. I don't know what the tomorrow is. I don't know what the next day is, but I know he's still God. And I know that he has done great things for me before. Look, I want to cover some more of these reminders as we go through that process. He is God, and he has done great things before. We're going to work through the rest of them in the next video. Thank you.